introduction for our maid of honor, Miss Van. Please hold.
Welcome. Before the performance begins, we ask that you take this time to tune on yourself. We all know that a ringtone going on during a performance is a distraction to the actors and audience. Finally, text message or anything that involves the light microphone is equally distracting to your neighbors and those on stage. We appreciate your cooperation in this matter and thank you for being part of our audience. Your needed presence here is the final key to our students' education. So please, come back again, again, and again.
Thank you.
Once upon a time, there was a beautiful princess named Noelle who lived in a yellow castle as bright as the sun in the magical land of Lewiston. Now, this is not your average fairy tale. True, the princess was fond of her slumber time, but there are no wolves in need of Prozac, nor bitter cannibalistic hags. In fact, Princess Noelle's Prince Charming was right in front of her nose, and well, she wasn't exactly a fan.
It all started when the two were studying at the Royal University of the Enchanted Falls. Both Princess Noelle and Prince Charlie were actors in the same traveling troupe. This is the story of the three bears. Cha, 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 cha. A mama and a papa and a little wee bear. Cha, 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 cha.
I cannot wait to tell Lady Emily and Lady Mallory about the one fool that I'm supposed to be working with every day. Prince Charles is about as annoying as they come, what with his loudest noise in the world! People think he's so funny and so clever. But come on, I mean, really.
I could really go for a 3-cheese nacho burrito. Also, I need to get ready for my jousting fantasy draft. Crap. Wasn't there a dragon I was supposed to slay earlier? You must understand that Princess Noelle had the right to be a little wary of the handsome young man she came across. After all, this beautiful maiden had kissed a few frogs in her time.
There was the prince next door.
My darling, if we were to marry, you would be Queen Noelle Cunel.
Next. There was the court jester that King Stan could only refer to as Sanchez.
Hey, baby.
Next. There was even Jared the Knight.
I have a 12-pack. Do you know how much 12-pack is? I have a 12-pack.
Needless to say, it wasn't love at first sight for Princess Noelle and Prince Charlie, but when Prince Charlie directed a play about young Catholic school maidens at the Royal University Players.
Sir Kurt, dost thou think that Princess Noelle is the fairest in the land?
Prince Charlie, I do concur that she is very fair for a girl. I mean, yes. But Prince Charlie, you must make sure that what you feel is true. Wouldst thou think that Noelle was so beautiful if her dress were not that of a young Catholic schoolgirl?
Sir Kurt brought up a good point, as he often does. But still, Prince Charlie could not get the princess out of his mind. It wasn't the costume. Prince Charlie loved the princess, what with her magical hair that changed with every season. Though she always requested Mexican food from the castle cook. And how she had a separate castle for all of her cute little swimming suits. So the handsome prince privately pined away for the lovely princess.
The first true moment of connection between the pair was at the annual black and white ball at Prince Charlie's Portage Castle. Despite the atrocious parking for her carriage, Princess Noelle attended the ball, excited for what the evening could bring.
There, hidden in the corners, away from prying eyes, the two stole true love's first kiss. There were fireworks, bells, orchestral music. It was on a night when so many people found themselves snogging unexpected partners.
You think I was hurt?
But
that's another story.
From that kiss onward, the prince and his princess were inseparable until the evil lord of Schillerland stole Noelle and kept her a great sea away from her beloved.
The only form of communication the two had was a long string which stretched the sea's length and two cups on each end through which they could converse.
You could hang up.
No, you hang up.
I love you.
I love you more.
I love you the most. The string, though seemingly simple, was a very luxurious device that nearly drove the princess's dowry to bankruptcy. So much so that Her Royal Highness Queen Leslie had to tax all the peasants in the land.
Noelle's friend, Lady Greta, with her superfluous priority boarding, helped Noelle escape the clutches of Schillerland's evil lord. She finally reunited with her Prince Charming at Ye Olde Tim Hortons, where they discussed how they longed for one another, and the prince caught the princess up on how the Mighty Sabres ice sporting team was doing. Charles finally mustered up the courage to make a special request of his fairy godfather.
Fairy godfather Greg?
Yes, honey?
I would like to ask my princess's hand in marriage, but I am too intimidated. I'm too scared. I need some assistance.
Cheer up, Charlie. I have a plan.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Love you. Love your work.
With the help of his fairy godfather, Charles asked for Princess Noelle's hand in marriage at the very spot where he had fallen in love with her, the Royal Players Theatre.
There was celebration throughout the land. After all of the merriment, people began to ask, when will this royal wedding happen?
But something needed to take place before the young couple could move forward with their plans.
Something very serious.
An agreement needed to be in place before the marriage. You see, most fairy tale maidens have an affinity for furry creatures. And Princess Noelle was no exception. Her forest friends often helped her dress in the morning, they gave her makeup tips, and sang her to sleep.
But Princess Noelle had taken in so many royal cats that the prince worried there would be no room for him in their royal bedchambers. He asked the imperial lawyers to draw up a cat contract, permitting the princess's adoption of kitties from the local village.
The princess was happy to sign. After all, they could always get a bigger castle.
Her Royal Highness Queen Leslie and Charles's parents, King Norman and Queen Maria, got to planning the most extravagant wedding of all time. They had the prince and princess's face carved into the side of buildings, currency to commemorate the affair, and souvenir plates, mugs, hats, and buttons made.
Finally, the big day came, and all of their family and friends gathered to witness their practically perfect in every way day. It was in the magical world of Disney that the two tied the knot and became husband and wife.
And they lived happily ever after.
So here is to Charlie and Noelle's happily ever after.
We love you guys! Woo.
Come on, everybody, give it up for one more time. That was very nice. I love it. This is going to be a fun one tonight. I can't wait. All right, so before we move on.